Hello! Welcome back to TALKSHOP, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where the bloody hell may. And as we say all the time, folks, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. And the latest one we have adopted, man, it's simple. It's not a threat. We don't threaten people. We just promise people. And remember my latest promise? And it goes to all the apostles of Jandam. And you know what the promise is? We shall crush your Jandam with the truth. Jandam, watch me and you. And finally, the question that we are required by law to ask is in the Constitution. We are required by law to ask, what time is it? And we are required by law to answer, it's nation time. It's nation time. Nation saying, I am dead. I'm enjoying building the nation. Do you know why? Because it is confusing the nation records. They're looking for all ways and means to frustrate the nation building. Anything that will, say I told you, says, hey, anything that can take us back. But I'm telling you this, we won't allow it. Today, do you know what I want to talk about? Very shortly, man, very shortly. But I want to give a few ideas on the new petroleum levy. But before then, before I talk about that, I want every woman and every child, bring your fathers, bring them to Cactus Creek, Eburi, that magnificent hotel, because on Father's Day, do you know what is happening there? We have an event called KSM on the grill. I'm on the grill myself. You name it. Goat, pork, chicken, with everything. No, I'll be grilling. A grilling spree that we are having at Cactus Creek on Father's Day. And also, those of you who are vegetarians, trust me, I have special vegetarian angles of grills, purely vegetarian. And I'm hanging out with one of the best DJs in Ghana, Ni Ayitegu. So please make sure that June 15th, join us all at Cactus Creek for Father's Day. Show some love for fathers. But in the meantime, today, I just want to say, there's a brief conversation with you guys. Folks, there's something I have noticed. KSM, what have you noticed? Let me tell you. You know, there's the general perception that because politicians are dynamic and because politicians are forceful anyway, you can't take that away from any politician. To decide that I want to be a politician and run for an election and campaign here, there, easy, it takes a lot. Believe it or not, it's a lot of commitment from the human spirit to dedicate yourself, say, be a politician. There are some great politicians, there are some lousy politicians. There are good ones, there are bad ones. They are the quote-unquote righteous ones and quote-unquote criminal ones. But forget about all of that. The idea is to become a successful politician. There must be something in you. I know many people, hey, Charlie, the way you are talking, the way you can do this, hey, Charlie, get into politics. They may be foolish enough to jump in. As soon as they jump in, they realize, hey, Charlie, this thing is not for me. So all I'm saying, to cut it short, is that politicians have some metal in them. And because they have that metal and they get elected, sometimes we as people forget that they are just one of us. So we forget that we can advise them because they miss the road so many times. Let me tell you something. One thing I've noticed for all politicians, all of them, I don't care what your party is that they have the understanding. They have the understanding that in order to be popular, you have to say what the people want to hear. You know, so that's sad because it happens a lot of the time. You know, hey, let me say what they want to hear. You know, but I'm saying this, folks. I'm saying this. Please, don't tell the people what they want to hear. Do that, but tell them what they have to know. Once they know it, and you're able to communicate the reason why they have to know it, their thinking is different. Having said all of that, they became a background. The substance of the matter I want to talk to you about today is that no Ghanaian I know, maybe there are some you know, but me minimum. But so far as I'm concerned, there's no Ghanaian I know who is afraid to pay taxes. Yes. But let me qualify that. There's no Ghanaian I know who's afraid to pay taxes because they don't know what the hell you are buying people do with the taxes. That's the bottom line. Yeah, we paying COVID levy. Long after COVID going to Ukraine, they charge you a COVID levy. Yeah, the heading will be any. Levy a day will be any. Why we will be any. So the problem, my dear people, and this time I'm speaking mostly to those of us who rule us. The problem we have as the people you rule is this. We don't mind paying taxes when we know and trust that the taxes being collected are going to the right source, and eventually we the people are going to benefit from the taxes. I swear to God. Let me give you just a quick example. Follow me, Mikasaba. Let me give you a quick example. Suppose under the MPP, King of Satire, who is the Minister of Finance, has a team together who says that all the taxes we are collecting, we are going to make sure that there's transparency. We're going to make sure that you people know how much we have collected and what we have used it for. Common thing. And so, a politician, you know you have the power to tax until let me use the power to tax. The power you need is the power of intelligent communication. Sometimes I think all politicians should go to the Kojo Yanka School and say, AUCC! Politicians now, go there, or Kojo Yanka, please send people to Parliament. Send people there to teach them the essence of communication. Let me take you back there again. Let's say King of Satire, when he was the finance minister, Waji levy, Waji COVID levy, Waji. People are saying, now they will say, wait a minute. I will account for this. So that every time you're reading the budget, you tell us this is the amount that we collected from e-levy and this is what it has been used for. Show pictures. You have to say, this is just an example. You have to say when e-levy came and you say we are collecting e-levy because we have decided that there should be no school in Ghana under a tree. That's part of the changes we want to make. We are MPP, there should be no school in Ghana under a tree. Until you introduce 11. And then folks, you introduce it. And you explain, say, we're going to use this e-levy to make sure that we have sent our experts into the field. They have said that, maybe I'm just giving numbers. They have said that there are 16,000 schools under trees. I'm promising you Ghanaians that within the first 1 year, we'll make sure that we fix all 16,000 schools under trees. Or let's say within the first 6 months, we'll fix 10 of them, and then we'll fix 3 this way. Whatever. I'm just suggesting, give the people who you are taking the money from, give them an idea of how you will use the money you're taking from them. And don't just say it to documentary evidence. You say, I'm collecting e-levy now, and e-levy now is all going to go to rehabilitate all schools under trees. You, Yati. At the 3 months, have a press conference, say, within the first 3 months, this is what we go from e-levy. It's X amount of CDs. Now, we are going to use this e-levy to rehabilitate these schools. Show the schools! In different transparency, Show the schools. Invite media people to go to the schools. Yeah, we've been to the schools. We have seen them. They are dilapidated. And then within 3 or 4 months, you have rebuilt these schools. The media people are going there, they are following, they are doing a progress report. Hey, school not to this stage, it's on this stage, it's on this stage. Within 6 months, let's say you have rehabilitated amazingly some 300 to 400 solid schools under trees. Now they are all schools that are well walled, that have chairs, that have furniture, that have a decent blackboard, and then show this. I swear, I'm up for the Charlie 11 and there. I swear, if Ghanaians see this, they'll say, oh, they increase the levy. Why you had it? That is the common sense that you politicians, you don't get. Someone take their friend of communication and say, you think that the power to talk is the power to rule. No. The power to rule is the power to communicate. Write that down. The power to rule is having the power to communicate. And that's it. So all of a sudden, now Ghana, you see the worst thing ever. after blowing 20 billion in looting, $20 billion, you blow a go baby. He has about 48 mansions. Where they say. After all of that, the biggest problem that we have to face in Ghana now and discuss, yes, here the dollar to petrol, CD, Ato petrol. Folks, are we serious? Are we serious? And on that note, let me advise Mr. Ato Forson, Your Excellency, and Honorable. Let me advise Honorable Ato Forson. I hope you and whoever team that you have. I have just heard that the fuel prices has gone down by 1 cedi. Me, KSM, I don't give a hoot. And many Ghanaians do not give a hoot. Why? Because you have brought a sense of trust and credibility. But let me advise you more. Beyond the sense that people trust you, beyond the sense that you have credibility, please make it transparent. If you're going to take word from me, but I'm not the one you should take a word for, every 6 months or every 3 months, or every ever so often as you plan, you are the minister, I can't dictate to you, I won't. Every so often, let the people know that, Charlie, this 1 cedi we are taking from your fuel, this is how much we have. There's a debt sitting on the books. And this is the debt for the energy industry. 3.1 billion. 3.1 billion debt. It's in there. Go and find out. It's in there. So for me, and I know for many of you, if Ato says, let me now, or the government says, let me now, for every gallon, let me charge 1 cedi, so that we can gradually pile up money to pay off this debt and get the doomsday fixed. Fine. But don't let it be on paper. Ghana for, please listen to me. This is all I'm saying you. I'm telling Mr. Ato Forson, I'm telling NDC, don't let it be nicely English on paper. Oh, we are subtracting 1 cedi for every Ghanaian so that we can get money to fix the doomsday. Beautiful on paper. That is not what we are looking for. We are looking for transparency. So don't just tell us a bit 1 cedi, but tell us at the end of every, you decide, quarter, 6 months, this is how much we have gotten from it. And this is how much we have paid towards the debt. And trust me, Ghana for Mwamuni Madansi, if Ghanaians watch a government being so transparent that they account for the money and taxes they are collecting nationally, they account for it and actually pay it towards fixing doomsday. There are so many aspects of fixing doomsday. Publish it. Say, we are fixing this problem. Show it. There's TVs, there are cameras, there are video, there's whatever. Folks, that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is this. It doesn't worry the Ghanaian that he has to pay a tax to fix Dumso nightmare. What will worry the Ghanaian if after 1 year of continuously paying taxes, they don't see any evidence that anything is being fixed? So my dear people who are so bent on painting everything, say, "Bibia evil." Like, you remember one time I said this, that even if the dollar starts depreciating and things are going bad, we'll have people who wear white and go to church. What's on Kwanam Sombetono? Me to me now, what's it? Let me laugh swallow. Not that I'm laughing, not because I don't think these issues are serious, but me, I'm going to catch me. Honestly, which means sometimes, my son, there are certain things that you have to laugh about, because if you don't laugh about them, you cry about them. That when Ghana gets into any kind of trouble, there are people who hurriedly rush into church with their wives to go and praise the Lord. Yeah, to me, yeah, now, and give testimony. This is one of the testimonies that and then mobile and must say petasis, but family city bakwaka petrol home. Yami bed shabuka. Yeah, bro. Look, folks, I'm just saying this. Today, honestly, you can talk to my producer. I just wanted to focus on the loot, the effects on the loot, and also some positive things that are happening in Ghana that we don't even talk about. I think Ato says they have paid all the arrears for the next 3 months or so for the free SHS.
As earlier announced in the 2025 budget, funding for the free senior high school program is now fully covered under the GET fund. Subsequently, the challenges, including feeding, which previously impedes the smooth implementation of the program, have been resolved as a result of the payment that we have made.
Good news. We didn't have food. Say all the complaints about free SHS. They have paid money into free SHS. They have paid money into national insurance.
So, Speaker, a total amount of 2,369,607 Ghana cedis has been disbursed to the National Health Insurance Fund, and they have received the funds. These disbursements have enabled the National Health Insurance Scheme to settle arrears owed to healthcare providers and to implement the free primary healthcare and the Ghana Medical Care Trust Program, otherwise known as Mahama Cares.
So today, dear, I wanted to come and sit down and talk about some of these good things that are happening and how we should all as a nation support to make sure that these good things become even better. And those who will go and thank God if the city is depreciating, those who wear white, they will find any reason and any occasion to concentrate on Nyehia. I'm sorry. Charlie, any reason that can do to detract, like I don't know, you watch how this Jandam will unveil over this 1 cedi increment. It's going to be presented as the greatest failure ever witnessed by mankind in the history of the world. When you came, you came to take this tax off, you came to take that, you came to take that off. Now you see why we were taxing, we came to do this, you came to do this. This will become the subject matter. And folks, if you don't try, dare me and see. If you don't pay attention, that will be what is covering the whole news. They came to cut taxes and now they are bringing them back. That will be the whole news. You watch. I know Jandamo. I know their trajectory. Say, keep at it. But folks, let me say this. And that's why I was saying I was advising all politicians. Because this has happened under the NDC. And yes, they're going to go, people are going to go around and say, no more taxes. So I feel more say, 1 cedi. And so what? If you build build and you restore our doomsday situation, Massa, all of Ghanaians will be happy. Trust me, Ghanaians will say, if you're really going to solve doomsday, if you're going to be transparent about solving doomsday, and if you're going to be honest, sincere, and actually work on solving doomsday for all Ghanaians to see and experience and witness, they'll tell you, Master, how many twists is crying in temper? Let's not kid around, though. Let us study human psychology and understand it properly. No Ghanaian says they are against people taxing. If e-levy, if there was a massive, transparent accounting breakdown and people saw what e-levy was going into and actually registering improvements in standards of life, do you think anybody would have cancelled e-levy? Say, hey, MP before buying an e-levy, they also would be CHc school, so the MPP said they'll use the e-levy just to make sure they build schools or they do roads or they do whatever, and they were actually doing it. Do you think then the NDC too come and say, even though we have seen that you are building roads, even though we have seen that you are improving schools, even though all Ghanaians see visible improvements in what you are doing with the e-levy, Aba State will cancel? No way. Common sense, no way. Even Excellency Bawumia was campaigning, so he himself was campaigning against e-levy.
Under my administration, there will be no taxes on digital payments. The e-levy will therefore be abolished.
But I put it to Dr. Bawumia today that if the MPP had crafted some intelligent policies of development on which the e-levy was funding, for which they could show and trust the MPP, if they could show the tangible, visible things they have done through e-levy, the hospitals or the clinics, whatever good e-levy has done, if they could show it, do you think they won't show it? They will show it. If the e-levy had been used for tangible things, I swear to God, Bawumia would have boasted on the platform, say, see what we did with e-levy. This is what we did. This is what we did. Enumerate. And he would have boasted. And on that alone, he would have said, vote for me. Facts are facts, folks. Politicians, communicate transparently to the people you're ruling. I mean, sometimes I try not to get too worked up because him says politics. We're in Ghana, weren't we all quietly paying 16 cedis for the gallon for regular fuel, and I think diesel was 20. We were paying till recently. That was the price we were paying. If the cedi has appreciated to the level that it has dropped to 12, hallelujah, 16 and 20, cry we paid. So if it's now at 12 and we say now look, this doomsday thing, we have to do it once and for all. We need the money. We have a debt of 3.1 billion waiting. So let's pay one more cedi to buy gas. If we 16, no. We came to 12, you're saying 12. So let's say let's pay 13. It's a major crisis. It's a major, I'm not saying this is how it's been presented to some people. This is the major crisis that has hit Ghana. Please, Ghanaians, let's get real. Let's get real. Let us realize that if we are going to build this nation, we are dang. If we're going to build this nation, we have to make some sacrifices. We do. And to the government, to NDC, to Mr. Mahama, to Ato Forson, people will make sacrifices when you communicate exactly what you're doing with their monies you're collecting. Not only communicate with the money, they match up people, so it's communication, but show them visually, actively. This is what we have done. Show them. Say, we have ordered this new, I'm just saying something, energy asem, if very big catalytic inverters. I don't know what, but it sounds good. Eh? It made me sound like I know something. Because we have borrowed so much money, we have been able to bring in more catalytic inverters or whatever. So this is an improvement coming. Show us. They make no. So I couldn't talk about the loot properly, but next episode is coming. You know, TS is always coming in your way and you're always waiting. Next episode, I'll concentrate a little bit more on the loot. And I'll tell you why this even once it increment, people are hoping that all the media will jump on that so that nobody talks about the loot anymore. But I'm not that. Shall kill the dandam with the truth. And as I say, whatever it takes, this country will rise again. And the black star has started shining already. We'll be back.